Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Harness the Power in PowerSchool. In this episode, I'm going to be featuring some more information that becomes available as part of your PowerSchool assessment results. And so in the reporting area, there's a lot more data than what you've even seen in the previous videos, and I wanted to make sure that you could see all the different options that are available for you. So to get to where we're going to be working at, we need to either click on the purple View Assessment Results or click on the Reporting tab right up above in the blue, right up here. And it's going to take us over to the Reporting Center. And then you'll need to choose location as well as the subject area of the common assessment that you want to take a look at. Then test itself. Now, this page that you see right here at a glance is somewhat helpful, but for the most part, these subgroup pass rates really aren't necessarily something that you maybe need to see a whole bunch of. What can be a lot more beneficial is to come up here to the button that says Show, click on it, and change it to Standard Pass Rates. The cool thing about this screen is it shows you your standards as well as your pass and fail as a red-green graphic, if you will, right here on this home page. It's a lot more beneficial than some of the subgroups that you originally saw. Now, another thing that's handy is it's possible that maybe the standard that was tested on the common assessment, maybe there was only 2 questions that covered it. And so if a student missed just one of the questions for the standard, it's now showing, that they're in the fail. So what you might like to do is to come up and change your cut score, because right now it's defaulting to 70%. And instead, you can set it to custom and say instead 50% and above. And then when I change that, now you'll notice how your standards have changed. And so there's a lot better progress here on Social Studies Standard 4.1.2 than there was prior at the cut score by default of 70%. So very, very beneficial to be able to take a look at this screen right here. Another screen that is extremely beneficial, that's not something that I featured yet, is to come up, and it's a light gray tab up here, but it's called the Grade Sheet tab. Now, when you click on the grade sheet, it's going to ask you for more criteria. All you have to do to get it to display is come over and click on your name and your class. And once you've done that, now you'll be able to see the grade sheet, and you can see exactly how students did in order by question. You also have the ability, while you're sitting on this screen, to take a look at the fact that, okay, I'm going to take a look at my first student here. This student, now overall, this was their overall score, and I can see how they did, and they got this question right, and 66.7% of the class got this question right. But if I click on it, it will show me what the student answered. And so I can start to see, even just by glancing down the column, I can see here that a lot of students maybe thought that the correct answer in this case was C. And if I take a look at the question, maybe I can see why they confused C versus answer A. Now, a lot of the times that might not be the case, but there might actually be a pattern to maybe a misconception. Maybe it was just literally a location of a decimal point. Instead of being the answer of 0.25, it was 2.5. And those types of things. So you can look for those small mistakes for students. Really handy page as well to be able to overview and take a look at how each of the questions went for each of your students and to see it as a class grid. So again, very, very beneficial screen to also be able to use. But the big thing was definitely we wanted to show on the overview tab that instead of having the subgroup pass rates displaying that show up to begin with, if you come to Show again and do Standard Pass Rates, it allows you at a glance to be able to see how your students as a class are performing on standards as a part of the results of the exam. And then of course you can come up here and you can custom change that cut score to maybe something more like 50%, so it accommodates that if students maybe missed one out of the 2 possible questions that were there, there's a lot more students that are actually passing versus failing. I hope this video is helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you're finding that a lot of the data that becomes available by using PowerSchool assessment is very helpful and beneficial as well. Again, the goal with moving with this system was to make it easier to be able to look at the data and see how our students were doing, really to highlight and see what we can focus and hone in on to help our students in what they're struggling with standards. So thank you again for watching. I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.